Today's movie is Killer Whale, and I wonder if I should say making to be passed away whale for the YouTube algorithm. All I know is that it doesn't matter how good the movie is, it won't live up to the Martin Scorsese movie about the orcas who married Native American women for their oil rights and got rich when they died under mysterious circumstances. You know, killer whales of the flower moon. Be sure to like and subscribe. I know orcas are mammals, but I'm still counting this as a cheesy low-budget shark movie. This is one from Grindstone rather than the usual culprit Wild Eye releasing, so that's a step up, just like having the flu is better than having AIDS. I'd rather have neither, but there's a clear, lesser evil. We start with a fairly disconnected opening scene in which two awful actresses who work in a sort of SeaWorld knockoff talk about how the place abuses their orca. One gets attacked and we get the title card. This scene is there because it takes a while for the story to get to the killer whale element, so we need to make the audience sure that they clicked on the right rental. We cut to a scene of a diner being robbed and our main character Maddie and her boyfriend are there. The boyfriend wrestles the gun away from the robber, but it goes off right by Maddie's head and she loses her hearing. This was a nice bit of unexpected realism from Killer Whale. Usually in movies, guns go off constantly without any deafness or tinnitus related consequences, so automatic 1 point for Killer Whale. The robbery is foiled and they step out into the street only for the boyfriend to get hit by a truck. One day, Hollywood will realize that people in movies getting hit by trucks randomly is usually more funny than shocking. See Sea of Trees and Premonition, for example. But until then, we can have a laugh at the movie's expense. Following the hilarious tragedy, Maddie gives up her dreams of being a cello player. Jaws reference, perhaps? And lives a life of sad. Her best friend Trish shows up and decides to take her to Thailand on vacation to get her back on track. The two young ladies have a scene on the beach in which they have some drinks and talk about what a good idea this vacation was. This scene is followed by a scene in which the two young ladies have some drinks in a pool and talk about what a good idea this vacation was. They meet a fella and make a drunken decision to break into the SeaWorld knockoff after hours where they find the dead body of the janitor floated in the orca tank. Who cleans the cleaner? Something to ask your philosophy class on Monday. They go jet skiing the next day in a secluded lagoon and somehow the orca is out there now? The previous night a security guard called someone on the phone to report the dead janitor, and the voice on the other end says, "Get rid of it!" So I guess that's all the explanation we get. Did he have a helicopter or something? How'd the whale get there? Anyway, they're all trapped in there together and the orca is reacting badly to being unable to get out. It's not that hard, fishy. Here, look. She kills the fella in a pretty good scene, actually, but the girls get trapped on a rock and are unable to swim to shore. At this point, the movie slows to a crawl. They spend a good chunk of the movie sitting there on the rock talking and making water from sandwich bag condensation. Any tension is long gone at this point. There's a pretty ambitious third act twist that's too little too late. It's an interesting idea, but at this point we're so bored that it doesn't register like it should. It would have taken the movie in a more interesting direction if it had happened around the 30-minute mark instead of 70. I never got immersed in the movie. It looks very digital, cheap, and green screeny. The orca looks pretty good, but the rest of the movie doesn't. You never get to the point where you're not aware that you're watching a movie. It all seems so fake. You know, like society. Overall, Killer Whale isn't the worst shark movie ever. It's probably not even in the bottom 100. It's just not good. Rather bad, actually. Not the worst, though. I'll be giving it the usual Grindstone 3 out of 10.